I really hate the Discord spooky sound, and I hope it goes away soon.
You can turn those off.
Oh, I can? Tell me how.
In your audio settings, all Discord settings, sound settings are off.
Oh, thank God. Oh, horrible.
Discord isn't really software so much as a place for gamers to come together and have a chill time.
It's a gamers network. Long have I sought what would be my greatest achievement, a spell to summon an anvil and deposit it on the head of any foe from a height. It torments me still. I will prevail! This is episode 413 of Insert Credit, a podcast where we talk about video games instead of playing them, and keep it all moving with a horrible buzzer. I'm Alex Jaffe, and if I had to name a dog after a video game, I would call her Galaga.
I'm Frank Cifaldi, and one popped into my head. I'm just going to go with it. If I had to name a dog after a video game, it would be Pipples. Pipples is an MSX game by Konami from like 1982 that no one here but me has played.
That is Pipples. Much better than Galaga.
Pipples.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Pipples. Pipples.
That's a good name. I'm Ash Parrish, and if I had to name a dog after a video game,
it can be Pipples. You can share.
No, okay. I can't do.
Only Ash can share. That doesn't apply to the others. Yeah.
Okay, it would be Final Fantasy Origin Stranger of Paradise. I don't know. It came off the top of my head.
Brandon?
Okay, I got a name. So Ash already took my long name joke.
Your joke?
Oh, were you going to do Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official dog of the movie?
I like that.
That's a good one. No, I was gonna do Zero Yon Champ Type R Doozy J. Gives me a lot of nickname options.
Yeah.
You know.
I think you'll default to Doozy a lot.
Yeah, Doozy. But I had another one, which is just Nightmare. There's a game called Nightmare, and it would be fun to have like a cute little chihuahua named Nightmare, I think.
I feel like, that's on brand.
I'd be into it.
On brand Brandon, that's what we call him.
I feel like the only nickname I've got with Pipples is Pee-Pee, and I don't think it's gonna I like that.
Pipples is already a nickname.
Well, does anyone actually call their pet their name?
That's the thing. You have to change the name.
Right.
We discussed this, and we've discussed this in the Matthew Kumar episode.
Yeah, like I don't call my dog all the time. It's just dog.
Yeah.
I use their name. Anyway.
Yeah. We've got a guest this week to give us his own dog name. Joining us this week is Twitch streamer and general bon vivant, Pro Quesadilla.
Yes, I am Pro Quesadilla, and I think the name I would probably go for one of my dogs based off a video game would probably be a small dog, but I would name him Def Jam Fight for New York.
That's good.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
That's really good.
He's got that dog in him.
It's a great name for a dog.
Yeah, because like that game is just like it's a huge part of my life. So I would just like get a nice little dog, just like Def Jam, come here. You think it's gonna be a huge pit bull, but it's just like a little Pomeranian?
No, totally. Like he and Nightmare are hanging
There
out.
is a pit bull on Dykeman Avenue right now named Def Jam. I believe it.
I believe that.
Well, in the Fight for New York part of it, just like add some like, oh man, you're
there's some flair to it, like Esquire and whatnot. But
do you have the Japanese version of Vendetta where it has some Japanese rappers exclusive to it?
No, I have never seen that.
Oh, I'll just go get it. Hold on.
Yeah, this is the advantage Brandon has of living in the video game equivalent of the mixed up files of Basil E. Frankweiler.
Which is ironic because I literally live in a video game archive here. And
So,
that's so cool.
Def Jam Vendetta in Japan came with Dabo and S-Word as playable characters, and so that's who's on the cover of this game.
That's so fire!
Actually,
I love
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Dabo and S-Word, both good dog names.
True.
Yeah, they are.
Right?
True.
All right. As we get into this podcast, I'm thinking about how we got a lot of video games that we need to play and make quick opinions about as we get through them to figure out if it's something we can hang with or not. So I got to ask, what are the first things to stick out to you when you're playing a new game in like the first 10 minutes that tell you what kind of time you're about to have?
I think it's the time between hitting the start button and when you get to actually play the game. And depending on what kind of game it is, the longer that goes on, the worse the game is. Or depending on what kind of game it is, the longer it goes on, the more fun you know you're going to have. So do you hate or love Kingdom Hearts? The longest start to play time. Well, you know how I feel about that. So that's the right kind of game for that kind of shit.
Well, my answer was sort of similar in that if in the first 10 minutes I find myself tempted to button mash through dialogue, then I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't something I want to hang out with. Yeah. And both of those things
School's
happen.
Going to be in trouble.
People might get mad at me. I don't know. It's a weird thing to get mad at someone about, but both of those things turned me off of Golden Sun. I never got to the part where you play Golden Sun. I just mashed through dialogue until I was done mashing through dialogue and I turned it off.
I'm trying to think of the fastest I've ever noped out of a game because I'm like, I can't deal with this bullshit. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head that is like standing out. But it has definitely happened where I'm like, I don't have the patience for this. This is a waste of my time. This isn't what I thought it was. I'm out.
Friend of the show, Harper J, and I were recently talking about how Kingdom Hearts has the exact same game to bullshit ratio as Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear. So I don't know if you can actually measure the quality of a game by that ratio.
Yeah, but it's like when you play Kingdom Hearts, you know, at least not when I was the first time Kingdom Hearts came out, but you know there's bullshit. There's Kingdom Hearts bullshit. It's the same with a Hideo Kojima game. Like there's going to be kind of bullshit in it, and that's kind of on you if you don't expect that. Unless if you're like, I've never played these games before. I want to see what they're about. Oh no, this is bullshit. But like if
that's
you're
what happened
like
to me.
Oh, okay. If you're like a gamer, I think there's part of it that's on you when you pick up like a Kingdom Hearts or a Hideo Kojima, like you gotta expect some level of like bullshit that would not be acceptable in any other kind of game.
I think for me, maybe it's like if it's an action game and the controls are not to my liking and the action is not oriented toward my weird brain, then I will seek out another because there are so many. That's I think that's the deal. Like there's certain kinds of nonsense that I'm willing to put up with, but the game has to feel good to move around in for me to get there, or so bad that it's interesting. But if it just feels like this jump is the way it is because that was their first implementation and then you got used to it, then I'm probably going to pick something else up. I think that's the one.
Kind of how I felt about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I never played any of the Xenoblade games until I got a Switch and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out and everyone's like, oh, the first Xenoblade X was great on the Wii U. And I was like, let me give Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a shot. I walked in, pressed start, and then I hear the dialogue. I'm just like, so it's Scottish. Oh. Oh, okay. Get into the battle system. Oh, it's an auto battler, but I can push in skills and stuff like that. Yeah, I can't play this game no more. Can't do it. I even tried switching to Japanese. That maybe that would help a little bit.
Sometimes that saves it.
It got me playing a little bit longer, but I was like, nah, I don't think I could do this. I dropped that game so fast. I don't want to get back into it if I wanted to.
Quesadilla measures the quality of a game based on how many swords you can pull out of a woman's breasts, and if the answer is above 0, that's a deal breaker.
I was not expecting that sentence to go that way.
I hope that's not a reference to anything.
No.
You just completely
that's literally
made that
a thing
up.
in Xenoblade. No, the blade is
I'm aware that it's a reference of some kind, but my hope was that you were just saying something very bizarre about our guest and just
that is.
Well, I mean, depends on what game.
Some games it might work.
It's not unappealing as a thought. I don't know.
This is just reminding me that my biggest beef with Tears of the Kingdom was the fact that they turned Princess Zelda into a literal vagina, like textbook Latin definition of vagina. Because has anyone finished that game here? Am I the only one?
I didn't finish it. No.
Go off.
Tears of the Kingdom. Go off.
Okay. Yeah, like, a vagina is a sheath, and that spoilers for the ending of Tears of the Kingdom. You get the Master Sword. Link gets like the updated and restored Master Sword by literally pulling it out of Zelda's head. Like she has transformed into this dragon that's been flying around Hyrule this entire time. We don't know it's her. He realizes it's her, and she's got the sword in her forehead. So he just pulls it out of her. And the thing that upset me about that is, like, you know, based on all the trailers that we had seen from Tears of the Kingdom, I thought like, oh, Zelda's gonna have a bigger presence in this than she had in Breath of the Wild. But then she gets snapped away like immediately, and then like we're left with, you know, Twink running around you know, Hyrule again. And then she comes back at the end and like, oh, you've been here the whole time and you've been holding my sword for me. Thank you. I was so pissed.
Wait, her role in this game is to be your sheath. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what I said. Literal textbook definition of a vagina. I was so mad.
Well, at least she was literally bigger if she was a dragon. So you got part of your
She was a cool dragon. She was a cool dragon.
In the literal sense.
Tears of the Kingdom has the exact same premise as Xenoblade Chronicles 2, give or take 8 inches. That's good to know.
Oh my
God.
That's great.
Oh my God.
Next topic. What are some features in a game that a certain subset of people deep in the game's community care about a lot, but most players don't think about at all?
Frame rate.
Is it true that most players don't think about frame rate?
We're gonna get in trouble with somebody, but I think that's true. I think that most players don't think about frame rate because I think about this this review. It was like a professional. It was in GamePro or something like that. I don't know. It might have been EGM. Whatever was existing during the time of PlayStation and Saturn, and would have reviewed both. They said that they liked the version of Mass Destruction better on Saturn than on the PlayStation, but they couldn't put their finger on why. And the Saturn version's 60 and the PlayStation version is 30. And but they did not have a professional reviewer did not have the power to articulate this because we didn't like clock that stuff at the time.
So your argument for people not seeing that now is that 30 years ago someone didn't see it?
It's just that absent watching Digital Foundry videos and being like into the culture of it, I don't think most people care. Like most games are played on Android phones.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my hot take on this. I think most people, maybe even myself, don't care about frame rate. They care about frame hitching. They care about when an inconsistency happens.
Yeah, we only care about the frame rate when it's bad. Stability. And it's like, but if it's like, oh, it's at 30 FPS or it maintains a consistent whatever, and you see those little Digital Foundry videos where the line goes up and down or whatever, like I don't care about that shit. Does the game play? Can I play it? Is it a smooth experience? Great. I don't care.
Yeah, if it slows down, I agree. Everybody cares about that. It affects your experience there, but
I don't mind slowdown. I mind just frames missing all of a sudden. That's what makes my toes curl. I've talked on the show before about how I couldn't play the Link's Awakening remake.
Yes.
Because every time you transition from inside to outside, it just like struggles and drops frames and just something in my brain is wired. Brandon, you and I were talking about recently about how I don't have misophonia, but some things make me relate to it. And that is one of them. Where it's like when that happens, like my toes curl and I like tense up. Like,
interesting. Like you have a physical reaction, huh?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could design a video game around the feeling
messing
of
with Frank?
an inconsistent frame rate. Yes, messing with Frank.
Probably.
That's probably be a good horror game mechanic.
Oh yeah, that's
actually the more you get scared, the slower the frame rate goes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
Hold on.
Ash, we're on to something here.
There is something that is sort of the opposite that you would think that was something that only a few people cared about, which now everyone had to care about, which is the knife economy in Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Where I don't know if y'all heard about this. I don't know the 100% specifics of it, but there was like a trade amount for knives.
Yeah.
And that changed and it like completely destroyed their economy.
Oh, so you actually know and care about this?
No. I'm saying that the players of that game were forced to care about it because the whole economy of the game got destroyed. Like it was something that only a few people cared about, but then it changed the whole economy. That used to happen all the time in games like World of Warcraft and stuff. There would be some people who were obsessive about this one thing that a rogue could do or whatever. and then and they would change it, and then the whole game balance would be disrupted forever. So,
yeah, but that's a lot of people affected. I think a good answer for this, like someone deep in a community cares and no one else does, would be an exploit for speedrunners that got patched out right away.
Oh,
yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Summoning Salt just dropped this great Cuphead speedrunner video where like these tiny changes cause these massive rifts in the community. You can see that just all over the game. Yeah, that's absolutely it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that doesn't affect like anyone else. Right?
No one outside
it's a
these
very
like
specific
200
small-
people
yeah.
who do this thing.
Yeah.
That actually happened to one of my viewers back in the day. He used to speedrun a game. I forgot exactly what it was called. It was like a 2D RPG game that he found a certain exploit, and he was like the number one speedrunner for it. Then the devs came out with a patch, and the patch was called "Sorry, James." And they took away his,
That's
his
great.
name was, his name was James KT.
That's so
they
fun.
took that part away from him. So
Oh
now it's
my
a lot.
God.
It took a little bit more to finish the speed run.
That's brilliant.
It was so funny. He sent me the screenshot. I was like, oh no.
We were joking about games being developed specifically to mess with Frank, but that happened to that guy.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. That's wonderful. That's the canonical answer. You're up ahead right now. KCD, I did not mention at the top of the show that every one of these episodes has a winner. You're currently scoring. All right. Question 3.
I want to add it just if anyone wants to mess with me. I don't mind frame hitches so much if it's like unexpected. I think the problem was I knew every time I opened that door, I would have to endure that. So if you're messing with me, that's what you should focus on. The random hitches don't hurt me that much.
A world I have always been fascinated with is not esports, but the commentators who cover esports. And I want to know which niches of that world have the best commentators and what makes them the best.
Pokken tournament with a bullet.
Really?
Yes. I'm one of those persons that like can watch just about any esport unless it's like Counter-Strike and any games that are like Counter-Strike where you have to like buy stuff in the middle or whatever. Like, I don't think, no, those aren't great. But most other esports, I love to watch because it's just like, it's sports ball, but it's like, something for me, video games, something that I care about. And I remember a while ago, I don't play Pokemon, but I enjoy watching like competitive Pokemon. And I'll watch like, their tournaments that they have like every quarter or whatever. And occasionally I'll watch like a Pokken tournament, like the Pokemon fighting game. And I don't understand anything that's going on with like how that game works and any of like whatever. And with fighting games, you kind of don't have to. But the way that these Pokken tournament commentators were like explaining the game while also being hype as hell, like, oh, I loved it. I wrote a thing about it for Kotaku ages ago. I still every now and again will watch a Pokken tournament, whatever, because it's just so much fun and they're so good at what they do.
Ash, I do want you to send me a link to this because
absolutely.
This is the kind of stuff I'm interested in.
I really only watch fighting game tournaments as far as esports goes, and but what I've sort of learned from that is games that have a little more space in them, where there's not always stuff happening necessarily, are a little more enjoyable for me because there's room to contextualize. And so I really like Street Fighter. I like watching Street Fighter, and on the almost opposite side, I like watching KOF in Spanish because it's like that classic Simpsons gag of the difference between the commentators on soccer in the US versus Mexico. Holds it. Yes, exactly. And so that's pretty fun. That's as far as I get into it though, because sometimes I'll try to watch one of those FPS esports, and I'm just like, I don't know what any of this is. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't even see what's happening. I'm too old for this.
The thing with the shooters is like watching a kendo match where they're just standing there, just like very, very still, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoo, and then it's over. And that the point is done. It's like that's what that's like, and that's fun when you're watching kendo. That's not fun when you're watching, people shoot at each other.
KCD, you've put a foot in this world. I'd like to know what your thoughts on this are.
So I've seen all different aspects of esports, and I've also done commentary myself. I've even done like commentary for like games you wouldn't think there would be esports for, like Dead by Daylight. I've done stuff for like things like that. And it's fun. Like it's fun to do, but I would say like the best, I'm probably going to agree a little bit with you, but also lean to a different esports when it comes to fighting games. But also I would say MOBAs are pretty fun, but not like League of Legends. I would say like League of Legends is cool, but there's so much going on with League that you don't understand what's going on unless like somebody explains it to you. And I feel like they don't have the time to do that. But I come from a community. So when I first started streaming and making content, I used to be heavy in Smite. Heavy in Smite. I used to do a little bit of commentary for them, like not as much as like the big names, but more amateur. But we had the best kind of commentators that would actually just explain what the game was going on, why a person would build into this item, why they chose this person to go into this lane and stuff like that. Because it's easier for people to understand what a game is, even though it's been out for a while. You can go to these esports, understand, because these commentators are taking up a time to explain to the community, this is why we're talking about it, because this is why they're building into this is why they're building into that. And that would make you want to play the game, even though I wouldn't want to play the game no more.
Overwatch League tooled with that a little bit, but the best example of that is the international, because, Dota 2 was like huge. And, whenever the international was on, they would have like 8 different Twitch channels of like all the different games, but one of them would be dedicated to new players who didn't understand. So they would have like Twitch overlays where you can like see the tooltips of the items that they're buying, and the commentation would like kind of explain and walk through like, this is what this is and this is what this is. That was perfect. I don't know if they still do that. I've stopped watching the international, but that's why I would watch the international, because, okay, I get this. This is fun to watch.
I have to admit that when I think about impenetrable esports commentary, League and Dota are usually what I'm thinking about. But it seems like they're actively trying to address that.
I don't know if they are now. Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure about League, but
fair enough. All right. One more question before we go to break. Ash, we've been talked a lot with you about hair when it comes to character designers in video games. What I'd like to ask at this juncture is, which preset characters have the best hair in video games?
Interesting question. The number, like the easy answer, but not the fun one, is obviously Bayonetta, because her whole shit is hair. But that's not fun. I really just trying to think off the top of my head, because it would take me a really long time to go back and think about hair. I really like South of Midnight's hair on the main character, Hazel. I like, she's got cornrows that are like real big braids that like come down. I really like that. One of my, pet peeves about hair in video games, especially when it comes to like Black women, is like they have to kind of like default to like this Afro puff thing, or, you get the Killmonger cut with the short dreadlocks. Yep. I'm sick of it. I'm like, that's like nails on a chalkboard to me at this point. So I really appreciated like South of Midnight that took this like different approach. Or, the inverse of that is just like giving a Black character like just straight bone, straight hair. Looking at you, Elena. So I appreciate like this was like something different. And I can more tell you the things that I don't like versus, and it would take me all day to like go back and try to find something the best. But Hazel in South of Midnight is at least top of mind.
Quesadilla, what comes to mind for you? You played a lot of games with people with hair in it.
I will actually say a brand new game that just came out, The Outer Worlds 2, has fantastic hair, especially Black hair. So I found like maybe like, because usually when you look at games, especially when it comes to Black hair, it's like maybe 4 or 5 options. In Outer Worlds 2, there's like 67 options of hair in the game. And I found so many different curly options that were in the game. Like, sure, the Killmonger hair was there, but there was more. There was different, like they had hair that like I have, like shaved sides and like curly on the top. And there were so many different things. I was like, yo, y'all did that for real. I'm like, y'all like like Devs, y'all got no excuse anymore. Like if they can do it, y'all can do it too. But like it was nice.
I genuinely think they get tired of people like me yelling at them about it, because like it's either Killmonger cut or it's especially for men. Like men, all y'all get is like the big dookie braids, and then you get the Killmonger cut, and you get the straight fade and bald. That's it. So I'm looking, and I appreciate like these little tiny afros that give me we got it. We're finally getting it. It took 9 million years, but we're finally here.
You're talking about the development time of Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah.
Brendan, I'd like to know your favorite haircuts in video games. I know you're a big fan of Elena from Street Fighter.
Yeah, I like KOF because it's over the top.
Mhm.
You got Benimaru's hair just like up there. You got Duck King. You got Angel. I think they go for a fun variety where they where they consider the head in the silhouette of the character so that it could be uniquely identified. And I always appreciate that. So King of Fighters is going to be one, but I was trying to think, and Bonk is one of my favorite games. There's no hair in that game at all.
No.
But I would know his silhouette.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Big,
From the side.
big shiny dome.
That is why I singled Quesadilla out as a person who likes playing games with hair in them, because I know you famously don't.
Yeah, that's right. I avoid it.
I'm just going to single out the most obvious answer is maybe the truest one, Guile.
Oh, yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking that. Why did he do that? Like, okay, so I'm going to tell a very, very funny story that my husband will hear because he listens to this podcast. I don't know if my door is closed. He's outside right now. But he told me, and I thought this was the most adorable thing, that when he was a kid, he was upset because he wanted hair like Will Smith in The Fresh Prince. But my husband's a white Greek guy, and his hair doesn't do that. And I'm wondering, is Guile like that? Is that why he does that? Because, he'll whip out a comb and try to that kind of make that, whatever. I'm like, is that like the white equivalent of wearing a do-rag outside, like to make sure that your waves are crispy at all times? So
I have a theory about Guile's hair. Do you remember that old Looney Tunes cartoon, Duck Tracy, where he had all of those villains surrounding him?
Yeah, Neon Noodle. And
Neon Noodle, Batman. One of them had this aircraft carrier head that launched little planes off of it.
Yeah.
I think as an army guy, Guile was the one way to make myself more effective is to make myself an airplane carrier.
That's actually interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on there. Okay.
My assumption is that somebody on the dev team met an American military person in Okinawa or something who put his hair up like that, and they were like, Americans must do that.
Well, right. We must remember that every character design in Street Fighter 2 is meant to be a stereotype of a people. So
that's
what
true.
they think white military hair is. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of what a white military dude would have looked like way back when.
Pretty much the exact same, except different clothes.
But it gives Hitler Youth. Is this an exaggerated Hitler Youth thing, or I don't know. That's interesting.
I mean, if I had to take a guess, I think someone just drew it because it was fun. And it just looks fun.
Or they watched some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's right.
That's probably it. All right. A lot to think about as we go into our break. We'll be right back after this. Squadala! We're off!
There it is.
There it is.
I backed up as if that was going to get the buds out of my ears, but it just
I visibly winced.
Listen, I was at the Aftermath Halloween party recently where someone specifically requested that I never stop doing it. So it is what our audience craves. Welcome back to Insert Credit. It's time to go to the question hole. This is the part of every episode where I take one of the questions submitted to us at patreon.com/insertcredit, where for mere $1 a month, you get access to that vaunted form that allows you to submit your questions to us. You get access to monthly bonus episodes and other fun and interesting surprises. What are they? You're going to have to subscribe to find out. But in the meantime, this week's question comes from Death Strandicoot, who asks, with Forza, Gears, and now Halo on PlayStation, it seems clear that Xbox is a third party. What does this mean for gaming? Do we need first parties, or are they a relic of a bygone era?
Oh, I mean, I have such a short answer for this that I don't even know how to expand on it, which is that it only matters for Nintendo and they are their own industry. And everything else
there's
is
the
just
video game industry and the Nintendo industry.
Yeah.
I don't think that Xbox is third party. They might be, I don't think that they're trying to Sega themselves just yet, because they're still making consoles. They're obviously signaling that they want to, maybe meet get with the times and have their own little handheld or whatever. And, they're talking about how their next box will be like a super premium, super curated experience and whatever. So they're not done just yet. But no, it doesn't matter. To Frank's point, like, no, it doesn't matter. Do we have things to play games on? Yes. Okay, cool. Like everybody, we're going to play on PC, and everybody for the most part is playing on PC and Switch in the first place and mobile. So like, okay, do what you do.
And yet they're not going to be smart enough to make a box that's just a computer. I don't think we're going to come full
At that
circle.
point, just make a computer. At
All
that
the
point.
handhelds do run Windows, which is actually the
you have to
entire problem.
uninstall Word off of it. They did just make a computer.
Yeah, you're right.
With all of the attendant problems thereof.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they shouldn't have done that. Frankly, that's what I think. They should.
I'm gonna serve me up a plate of that crow. Let's go.
Yeah, the problem is that you listen to Frank as per usual.
What's second party?
Second party is when Nintendo has like an exclusive license with a developer or publisher, but they don't own them.
Like Game Freak.
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like Naughty Dog or Insomniac used to be. They were previously just making games for Sony, but they weren't owned by Sony.
But isn't Game Freak making their own game now? Is that exclusively for Nintendo consoles, or is that going to be for everybody?
No, that one's going to be for everybody.
Yeah,
Okay,
Game
yeah.
Freak just has a close relationship with Nintendo. They are not, and they're part owned by Nintendo now. But like if you go back far enough, Game Freak was making games on the Genesis Mega Drive at the same time they were making games for Nintendo. So it's
So not quite Game Freak, but
not yeah.
I think colloquially, a developer that you tend to associate with one specific party.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like Retro, who did the
Now, the real question is, what's a
Metroid Prime.
fourth party developer?
Fourth party.
So, ignoring that question,
Wait, I have an answer to that.
Smart. But what I was about to say is that in 5 years, everything's going to be first party, if you know what I mean. Just all consolidate into one megacorp.
Yeah.
Seems to be where we're going. It's just everything's
Roblox.
first party. Yeah.
So third party is someone like me who makes things for other publishers and platforms. Fourth party.
The publisher is a third party, though. Also,
Yeah.
right. Like the publisher is the third party, not you. You're.
Well, but sometimes I publish my own games. So
Well,
that makes
sure.
me
When
the
you're
third
the
party.
publishers are the parties, though, not developers. Yeah.
And then I think a fourth party is like your Hacker International. Somebody
you're unlicensed.
who unlicensed puts
Yeah.
a game on a platform.
Mm.
I think that's
That
what I've
must
just
be some
decided
kind
right now.
of dirtbag lore that I don't know
No.
about.
So I'll explain it, and you maybe have even seen like you ever go to like your cousin's house and they have a Nintendo cartridge, but it's weird. It's like blue or black or something.
I know of what you speak of.
Yeah, that
It's
is an.
so strange that you said
Oh yeah, only cousins own those. Yeah, and
cousins spawn out with those.
Yeah, those are unlicensed games. They are games where the publisher did not go through Nintendo. They just handcrafted their own cartridges that happened to be compatible and didn't pay the licensing fees. So Brandon's saying that Wisdom Tree, creators of Bible Adventures for the Nintendo Entertainment System, is a fourth party company.
So it's like guerrilla game development.
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah.
The people who make like
Yeah.
bootleg Sega Genesis games now, that would be a fourth party.
Yeah, kind of. Except
okay.
now it's
There's
sanctioned.
no such thing as a first or third party.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
by default, it's
because now that it's an open platform. There's no the party's over.
Yeah.
There's no more party.
Party's over. Yep.
Nice. There we go. All right.
And like unlicensed stuff used to be really interesting, but it's just not a thing anymore because like the means to become a real publisher on a digital storefront on any of these consoles is just nothing now. You know,
Yeah.
so the idea of a fourth party is like you'd have to be, I don't know, wanting to do like a snuff film game on the Switch or something at this point.
God.
If you were,
Oh.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't
do
do that.
All right.
But also Nintendo might just let that through. I don't know.
We've got a Twitch streamer here, so I want to talk about Twitch a little bit. What do Twitch streaming audiences most frequently misunderstand about Twitch streamers?
Man, what don't they? I would say, I think a lot of viewers tend to forget when it comes to us streamers that we are people. And also, just because we have a relationship through the screen, like we're not best friends, you know?
Right.
And I learned this actually like a couple years back, what parasocial was. I did not know that that was like a term or anything like that. And I went to a friend's panel at PAX East and they were talking about parasocial relationships. And I was like, oh, so that's what that was.
Yo.
It's just like, because there's a fine line between like, us being because we're fostering communities. We're making communities where we make Discords, we hang out, we play video games together. Sure, like we have that relationship, but then it comes to a point where it crosses a little bit of boundaries where, somebody will hit you up at like 2:00 in the morning saying, oh man, I just had the worst day of my life and trauma dump. And I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to see the back of my eyelids. What's going on?
I don't know you.
like if it was like one of my friends who like I've known for like 5 years and whatnot, like I know their family, then I get that. But this is somebody who I just talked to between the hours of 6 p.m. to 2:00 in the morning. So
yes. Thank you for the Prime subscription that does not give you authority to treat me as your therapist.
Right there. I'm not a licensed therapist.
People come to you with that stuff and you feel like, I don't know, like that you're the only person that can help them or so. I don't know if you feel that way, but sometimes I get that kind of feeling, but it's not like fair or appropriate for that to be the position that you're put in. Yeah, it's a real weird one. I was also wondering, like, how do you, because like when you're doing your streams, you have to, I assume you have to be more on than in your daily life. And how do you deal with that? Like, do you have to kind of switch into something, or how does that work for you?
You mean like switch my whole personality, or just
like switch on a mode of personality? I guess.
I always tell my viewers and everything that I'm always me. Like I never switch on or anything like that. Like usually half the time when I turn on stream, it's me like, I want to play a video game. Oh, I might as well turn it on. And I just feel how when I'm playing games, it's more so it's just like I'm having like a crowd of people behind me. Like you're at like, you invite somebody to your house to come play games with you. And like, oh, we're just crowd behind me. We're just going to talk about why I'm playing this game together. We're just going to have fun. But I do feel there are, so based off of your question, there are times where I have to turn myself on only when I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, but I did promise a game to play, like, let's say like, for example, like Silent Hill. A lot of people like scary games and whatnot. But there's times where they're like, man, do I really want to play a scary game? Do I want to have my heart in my chest right now? It's fine. Let's do it. But, or there'll be times where I'm just super, super tired from like when I used to have a job, like I would come home at like maybe 6 p.m. and I have to start stream as soon as I walk in the door. And then like, I really want to just relax for like an hour. And I would have to hype myself up to get there. And it's sometimes it's a struggle, but it's something to be like, you love playing games. You like the people who you fostered in this community and you want it to keep growing. So you have to kind of like push yourself to do it. But I always tell any new creator and my, friends as well, they'd be like, if you feel like you're going to break down, take a break. It's okay to take a break. A lot of streamers always think of this misconception of you need to be always on to get more numbers. You don't.
I often wonder how many streamers are, say, doing a character as opposed to just presenting themselves. I feel like there are two different ways to capture an audience.
Like VTubers definitely
I was gonna say, like VTubers.
Are doing a character for sure.
Yeah. Like VTubers, I feel like they have the hardest job because they always have to be on.
Right.
On that. And they have to play the character. They have to be who this person is. Even though I would say that I'm friends with a lot of VTubers and the character that they play is like a fraction of who they already are. Right. It's just you have to exaggerate it more based off how you made that VTuber. It's just yourself, but just on 10.
I wonder, I often don't watch a lot of streaming, but I have seen people that are not literally in character, but you can tell they're not being real.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about.
And I just wonder if that's actually like, if I'm imagining that, or is that even like sustainable, or is that a personality type? I mean, that stuff scares me.
I don't know. Sometimes you might lose yourself. And when I started streaming, I was not myself. I played a how do I call this? The dude bro, swear all the time, yelling all the time, because I played MOBAs, so that's what you do. That's what
is that what you were like observing in streamers and going, yes, that's what a streamer is, and that's what
Exactly. That's what I thought what streaming was. I'm thinking like, oh, this is what the big streamers are doing, yelling, cussing, doing all this other stuff, belittling your community and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. Kept doing it, acting not myself, and I'm just like, this is not me. I can't do this anymore.
It's interesting too, because that very much falls along gender lines. So men, when they perform a character, they have to be, but women, when they do it, they have to be,
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
they turn into Mario.
Oh, girl. They do that. I mean, I'm not going to speak for all the female streamers out there, but they do that like vocal fry thing. And they do that like, they pretend to be stupid or whatever, or, like just a little bit, whatever.
Go up a register in there.
Yeah. Like, voice. Oh, girl, please don't debase yourself like this. And I am not a streamer. I did dabble a little bit a long time ago with like trying to make a Twitch, not a career, but like, make a Twitch community happen. And I think one thing that a lot of people also don't understand about this is that A, just because you send me a tip doesn't mean you own me.
Yeah,
B,
that right there.
This shit is like way more tiring than you think it is. Like, oh, all you do all day is sit around and play video games. No shit. Like being in front of a camera and doing all that shit, like for hours at a time, that is exhausting. That is work. Like this shit is labor.
Stone Creamery. I don't have to sing for you.
Exactly. That shit is. Y'all Twitch streamers have my utmost respect because that shit is labor, and I don't envy you at all.
All right.
Another thing.
Yeah.
Just since we have you here, I'm just curious about some more things because I've had to watch a few more than I usually would lately because we have a game coming out. And one thing that I had noticed in the past and forgotten about is how people have to have kind of like two streams of conversation. Not everybody, but like on the just talking type streams, you have to have your main conversation thread, and then you have to keep interrupting it with responding to chat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever had to do that kind of, or tried to do that kind of stuff, but that seems like maddening.
That's why that's just labor.
Yeah.
It's labor. It's sometimes I'll even admit it. I forget half of some. I'll answer somebody 2 lines ago, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, in case it's such." I say, "What?" I said that. Oh, my bad. But it's hard.
Wow.
And it doesn't get easier. It's just. You can be attentive. You can try as much as you can. Maybe somebody's brain capacity is better than mine, but it's hard. It's hard to keep up.
I don't think human brains are wired that way. Man.
Yeah, it's weird multi-threading.
I think one of the hardest lessons to learn in working, especially in, I don't know, positions like a lot of ours where we kind of manage the whole endeavor, is that context switching is what kills you quickest. And it's so difficult to learn that and adjust for that. And Brandon, I'm sure you have to deal with that all the time because you're like producing your own video game with multiple developers. That takes the most cycles, just like having to manage everything, but also switch tracks constantly and be like, okay, now I have to remember all the things that were important to going in this direction and then start going in this direction. But now I have to do this other thing. It takes a lot. And my last question about this is, do you feel like it changes your relationship with playing video games? And how does it change that relationship? Like, do you find yourself in a position of critique or reaction with games all the time? Can you allow yourself to play games for fun, not on stream, etc.?
At first, I had trouble doing that. I would always think every single game that I had to be content.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to understand that if games are only going to be between my streams, I am going to be bored with games. And it did happen. I almost quit multiple times because I wasn't being the gamer that I was anymore. And I was just like, maybe not everything has to be content.
Mm-hmm.
Like Persona 5R, like I'm a huge Persona fan. I'm wearing a Persona jacket right now. And I was like, oh, I already played P5 on stream. And then people were like, oh, you got to play P5R on stream? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play P5R. I got P5R. And I was just like, no, I'm keeping this for me.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for
just
daddy.
want to enjoy the game for myself. And I'm allowed to do that. And if people are like, well, you're supposed to get the content for us. Ooh, who are you?
Yeah.
Tell me that.
You don't own me. And just from, a slightly different perspective, like what I do, like being a journalist, not like killed, but it has really damaged my relationship with like casual gaming because, I was on medical leave for like a month, and all throughout that time, I just had the opportunity to sit with the game that I had, which was Hollow Knight Silksong, and just go through it. And oh man, it had been a long time since I was able to just like sit with one game and not have to worry about anything else or dividing my attention with things that I have to play for review or whatever. And I'm like, I missed this. And then I went back to work, and I had to put that down, and like, I can't do that anymore. Like I can't devote that time. And I missed it. Like I'm in Act 3 of Silksong. I really would like to finish this game. And I'm like, I can't right now because I have other things that I have to do. And it's like, oh man.
Right. I mean, all I really have to say about this is every famous and public facing person I have ever wanted to be friends with, I am friends with. So parasociality, skill issue.
That's funny.
Put that on a shirt. I need that.
Yeah. No, that's also like, don't tell anyone that's secret, though.
Right.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just charming, I guess. It's time for us to go to our lightning round. This is a game I love to play that I call GameFAQ&As. KCD, I don't know the last time you were on GameFAQs.com, but one of my favorite newer features of that
Excuse
website.
me, it's GameFAQs.GameSpot.com these days.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that correction. And I see you in this moment, and I feel your spirit. What I was saying was that every game on GameFAQs has its own dedicated message board for Q&As now, where people will post a question about that game as a header, put specifics in the body, and then people in the community will answer it. I like to go to the specific boards for these games on this website and see what people are asking, ignore the body, and have us answer the questions at face value, regardless of what the actual content is. For this week, just for you, I pulled from the Persona 5 board. So we are going to answer people's most pressing questions about Persona 5.
Are we the only two people here who has played Persona 5?
No.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played
we all
3
have
and
played
4.
Persona 5.
Yeah, I didn't finish 5 because I didn't like it as much as 3 and 4.
Yeah,
but I played it.
Persona 5 was my pandemic game. I played that like 12 hours a day.
The thing about this segment is that you don't actually have to have played the game to answer these questions.
Yes. In fact, it's better if you don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here we go. Our first question is, what's the best persona to aim for?
Ooh.
Ingmar Bergman's Persona.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'm actually going to answer this straight. Mara.
Wow.
Right.
Quesadilla is,
The old penis
he
card.
has reacted.
That's a good one. That's good.
I'm going to go with hostile MOBA streamer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good persona to adopt.
Hostile MOBA streamer, the best persona right there.
All right. Question 2. Why does Morgana stop you from continuing?
She holds left to block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about Street Fighter.
That's how, not why.
I mean, Darkstalker, sorry.
Well, she doesn't want you to become the true king of England. Duh.
Yeah,
True,
that's true.
true.
That's what Mordred was about.
It's because you didn't choose the right romance options in Dragon Age.
Nice.
Choose
That is
Morgana,
also,
right?
that is also Morrigan.
Yeah.
That's also
It was
Morgan.
close enough.
That's Morgan. Close enough.
Just can't do it. Can't get it.
Question 3. What is the blue stuff floating all over Tokyo?
Water? Duh.
Or island. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's called the water
So much
cycle.
water.
Did you
No,
miss that day of
that's-
6th grade?
That's Sega Blue Sky in games. That's where it comes
Yeah.
from.
It's
They
the sky.
mint it in Tokyo. It's floating around. They catch it, and then they put it in
The
their video
PS2
games.
title screen when the game doesn't load.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yo, nice. Yeah, you're catching on. All right. Question number 4. Knowledge level to ace the first exams?
Make sure you read your notes.
90th
Knowledge.
percentile is how
Yeah.
you get an A
You
usually.
always eat
Knowledge
ramen.
level.
That's how you learn
3.
better. Come on.
Yeah. Brain fuel.
Brain fuel. Exactly.
Number 5. What should I do if I can't get selfless stats?
So, like, you sound like you have to do some internal work. I hear therapy helps.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty good.
Go
Yeah,
to
that-
therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy.
empathy development skills. I don't know.
Selfless stats. Zen Buddhism. You got to study Zen Buddhism and empty out the vessel of the
concept
body.
of the self. Yeah.
So you have to take a big dump.
Yeah. Yes.
You know?
That solves most of these. Yeah. I think you could answer every one of these questions with that. It's a little cheat code. Question 6. Can you please help me write a OC Awakening?
An OC
what?
Awakening?
I don't know what that means, but here's a link to my contract rates and agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is unfortunately a Chat GPT prompt.
Yeah, I think someone is asking for help writing fan fiction in the Persona universe.
Here's how you go. You had a bad day at work. You go back home. You walk into you put down your bag, say hi to your cat. You walk into the kitchen, open the fridge, your food's gone. Your sister ate it. That's okay. That's fine. Nothing too bad about that. Go back into the kitchen, go into your room, find out the light's blown out. That's okay. Go to your bed, stub your toe. Persona Awakening. I am thou art I. I hate this.
You just did it. God damn.
The falling down Persona universe.
Yeah.
Question 7. How to fuse Messiah?
Oh, well, you know.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah! Boom! Yes! There it is! Yes. Can you enter the Velvet Room on March 19th?
No.
No, that's when we're closed.
Yeah.
We're closed for cleaning that day, so no.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got to clean those curtains.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's funny.
This one's just a straight up good question. What's your favorite Persona song?
Ooh, that one might have to get answered straight.
Yeah. Heartbeat, Heartbreak, Persona 4 for me.
I really like Wake Up, Get Out There. I forget what the name of that. Life Will Change. Holy shit. So yeah, dude. So like Persona was my pandemic game, right? But I played the original when it first came out, like back in like 2016, I think, or around there. And that was around the time when I was in my first relationship with my ex-husband, and I was having a really bad time. Like, I didn't like my job. It was the first Trump administration. This was before I started, like, you know, doing freelance writing, before I start this, you know, journey to become a journalist. And Persona 5 hit it right about that time. And then like that song, like, you know, Nothing Will Change or whatever, it's just like, oh, it put a fire in me, like, oh, I need to get up and do something. And like, oh man, it had the same effect on me as the Yuri on Ice opening theme song. Like, you were born to fucking make history, bitch. And it was like the same kind of like, yeah, okay, I could fucking do this. And then I just like completely literally changed my life. Like, that was part of it. Like, oh man.
I always recommend, even if you don't like RPGs, please just listen to the music for Persona.
Yes.
Because, it's so good.
And
I just love it.
The cool thing about that is like I played the beat 'em up. I forget what Persona 5 Strikers, and like the rock and roll like metal mix of that is actually really good.
My favorite is the one from Persona 3 that goes like, I never felt like do 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 do.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Also, Rivers in the Desert is really good too.
Yes.
I'm really partial
Desert.
to Living Color's Cult of Personality.
Nice. Very good, Frank. The good joke. And our last question. What happens when you get yourself a girlfriend?
Life will change.
Your wallet's empty.
Yeah. Am I right? Those women, they do be shopping.
Women be shopping.
They do be shopping. Oh, Lord.
I mean, in my case, the opposite happened because my partner makes way more money than me.
So you be
It allowed
shopping.
me to be shopping.
Hep man over here.
Hey, same here. It's what makes instant credit run, man.
That's right.
You know?
Yes. Insert credit runs on productive girlfriends.
Is just the part where I admit that I make more money than my husband.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, I mean,
Get the shop?
the theme is consistent here.
Yeah.
He does not shop like that.
You just,
But yeah, okay. It's like, it's close, but I'm just like a little bit higher.
I do a lot of the shopping at the grocery store.
Well,
So does he.
he.
Oh, really? Men be shopping.
It's true, we do.
we do.
Insert credit,
Yeah.
men be shopping.
especially if you happen to be a Polish piano composer, then men be Chopin. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's been insert credit. Does anyone have any recommendations they'd like to make at this juncture? If you have anything you're working on or anything you've been enjoying, now is the time to shout it out.
Speaking of my partner, she made a really good joke that was the kind of joke that I would have made, but I didn't even pick up on it for a minute. She asked what I was doing, and I said, "Oh, I want to try to finish Silent Hill, which, as we all know, is what we call Silent Hill F."
The canonical
and she's
name.
like, "Oh, Silent Hills, I'd like to finish." Nice.
Very good.
Nice.
Very, very
And I need to finish that game.
That's why
crazy.
she makes the money.
That's right.
And that's why they pay her the big bucks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why you're at the grocery store.
That's why I'm at the grocery store shopping. And another thing that it was just I watched a movie and it was kind of interesting. Things surrounding it were interesting to me. I watched the movie Buy Bust, which is like the biggest Filipino action movie of all time, budget wise. And there hadn't been like a big Filipino action movie for many years. This was the first ever, according to them, Filipino action movie starring a woman. And it's interesting how you can try so hard. Everyone works crazy hard. I watched like a behind the scenes on this thing, and you can still make something super boring.
Oh.
There's like a
Yikes.
3-minute continuous shot, like the camera doesn't cut, and it's a 3-minute action scene, and she's like doing parkour over the rooftops and stuff. And they did 65 takes to get
It's
it
too
right.
many.
Mm.
And you watch it, and it's boring. It's like
Yikes.
it's like she has a knife, and she's supposed to, at the end she's supposed to be like stabbing these guys, and she just does a little bunk on the shoulder, and then they go, but they don't like fly away. They just kind of like, it's just it's so sad because like watching the behind the scenes, they're doing so much. They built this huge town to do all this stuff in, and the town looks amazing, but the story is not there, and the action is really limp. And I've just been thinking about this because, of working really hard to make something and put it out right now. Just you can really do your very best, and it still isn't very good.
But the thing I think about that is like if you can see that they really tried and it still doesn't
It made
hit,
me like it more.
Yeah, it like does
It made me
something
sad for them.
Yeah, like I appreciate that you really like. If it didn't execute right, and I can still see that you tried. Like I still like it, right? Like I still appreciate that it was there. It may not be like good critically, and like everybody else might not like whatever, and it might not have the success that they would want to have. But I appreciate heart, attempt, effort. I more than like a finished product that kind of falls flat. Like if I can see that work, the effort, like that's what matters, really.
I really appreciated the craft and what they went through trying to make that movie.
The craft?
The craft. Yeah.
The
The
craft.
little witch ladies. I just wish it was better. I just wish it was better. And last, my recommendation for the week is if you enjoy Blu-rays, DVDs, physical media of the filmic nature, check out the oldies.com catalog.
Okay.
So I ordered something from, I think, Media OCD or something. They have a few brands under them. And as a result, I started getting this catalog, which I did not ask for, but it comes once a quarter. It's not overwhelming you. And it is.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because if you're someone who buys movies on physical media, you get a paper catalog in the mail. It's just very quaint.
It's so quaint. And it's
I
like,
want to return.
it's like one of the only nice things I get in the mail that I didn't order for myself. Like I don't know when it's coming.
Oh, that would be so fun.
I didn't intentionally get, but you get it, and it's like this catalog. It's like 100 pages, most of which is just photos of DVD covers. But the first like 20 pages are like reviews or previews of things. Like there's actual writing in there, and it feels like it came from a different time. It's really fun. So
That's cool.
I really like the oldies.com catalog. I'm sure if you mail them, you can just get it. Because that's
Please take it.
they want to sell you things. So
Gotta get rid of these.
there we go. That's what I got.
I have a quick one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just me and Brandon who are fans of when some English-speaking dialects pronounce things in ways that don't make sense with how they're spelled, and intrusive
so like
R's.
Lieutenant.
We're big fans of intrusive R's here. So there's a single came out this year from a band called The Beths, and it's called No Joy. And the chorus of the song is the singer saying "No Joy" like 8 times, but she's from New Zealand.
Oh no!
So No Joy has
in there.
No Joy has 4 syllables and an R.
Yeah,
She just says it over and over.
No Joy.
And it's just
one of our
delightful.
favorite streamers at me. It's like the only streamer we watch is a guy who's down in Australia. His name is Macaw45. I'm sure you guys have known who he is, but he's Australian, and just like the running gag in our house is just. No, anytime he says just like no. It's so
That's funny.
It's so bad.
There was some Sega thing that I needed to show people about on the insert credit forums, and in Australia they say Sega, which is wrong.
Very.
But they also have the intrusive R, so sometimes they're just saying Seeger.
Yeah,
I know.
There's all kinds of stuff going on there.
It's so funny. It's just the dumbest thing that we do. Oh God. Anyway, I'm gonna give my recommendation. I'm gonna do what Ashley always does. Donate to your local food bank with cash, not food. And if you see somebody shoplifting, no, the fuck you didn't.
Yeah.
No,
Also to that point with the food part. In the Bay Area, we have these Oaktown fridges, but there might be somewhere else. You can get through a quick course. You can get a basic culinary license so that you can cook food in your home and then bring them to these town fridges. And you have to label them with the ingredients and allergen information and stuff, and put them there free for people to take. But it's like donating food to shelters or pantries is not that useful. It's true. Money goes a lot better for them. But for these other, if you would rather make things, there are vectors for that as well. At least in the Bay Area. I don't know about other places. I assume there are places that do stuff like that. And it's kind of cool because it's for the people getting it. It's more like getting a takeout meal than having to go to a place and wait in a line and stuff.
Also, even if they fix that and SNAP benefits do get turned on at the 11th hour anyway, still donate to your local food bank because families still need that stuff. There's still a bunch of furloughed federal employees that will need food in the month of November for Thanksgiving. Please be serious.
Yeah.
Rough.
Donate to your local food bank.
Pro Quesadilla, where can our listeners be parasocial at you?
You can parasocial me at all social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all the things, but on the pro underscore quesadilla, says PRO underscore KESADIA. You can check me out on Twitch or TikTok Live or YouTube Live around 6 p.m. Pacific time, usually to the dead of night. But yeah, you guys can always check me out. We're always having a good time playing something new. Always talking about video games, anime, and food. If you're into that, or even music and movies and comics, we're into that stuff as well. You can check us out, and we're just always having a good time over there. And I always say, check out a small creator and, check them out, give them a boost of the day, because there are creators who have been out there for years and years and years, sitting at 0 viewers, and you just being there and saying hello will make their day.
That's terrific.
It's very nice. Yeah, I found you on Blue Sky because I don't know if you post straight to Blue Sky or if you just mirror, but that's where I see your stuff. That's where I saw you playing Silent Hilf.
Was it me announcing, or was the compilation I did?
Yeah, it was a little compilation you did.
I saw that compilation. That was pretty good.
which I did enjoy when you were when you left the house because you were like, nope, that's right, I was not invited. I should not be here.
Why you don't shut the door on me? I might have. You're like, you know what? I don't belong here. You're right. My black instincts told me I shouldn't be here. Yeah. I'm going to go outside.
One of my favorite things about Metal Gear Solid 1 is that there's a secret ending you can get right away by just turning around and going home. And I feel like every horror game should have that in it.
I really would. I would love to make a horror game starring a black protagonist, where one of the secret endings is that you're just nah, this shit ain't for me. And that's it. And that's one of the things that I know we're wrapping up the podcast, but one of the things that I really appreciated about Forspoken is that there's an ending where she gets isekai in this world, and she's and everybody's you're the chosen one, and blah blah blah, and she's no, I'm not the chosen one, and there's an ending thing where she can be nah, fuck this, fuck you guys, and she goes home, and I'm you know what, this is good.
Real.
I appreciate that.
Of the call. All right. Well, I have some recommendations I would like to offer the audience at this moment. I would like to recommend that you go ahead and leave us a rating or a review somewhere. It's really kind. I don't know if it helps the show or not, honestly, but I read it and it lifts my spirits. If you want to support us more directly, you can go to patreon.com/insertcredit. You could sponsor a whole ass episode with an advertisement or a personal message, or even send us a buzzer by emailing me at show@insertcredit.com. You could also join our community at forums.insertcredit.com. Return. And find us on youtube.com/insertcreditshow. Wishlist Demon School. Check out the Video Game History Foundation. Follow Ad Astra on Blue Sky. This episode is edited by Esper Quinn with music by Kurt Feldman. I'm Alex Jaffe.
I'm Frank Cifaldi.
I'm Ash Parrish.
I'm Brandon Sheffield.
I'm Pro Quesadilla.
And your game has now been saved. That's a podcast.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Good episode. I love that.
Good ep.
That was fun.
Good epi.
That was fun.